So good morning everyone. So here we are again in another Saturday morning with nice clear skies, a bit of wind as usual. I'm getting a bit sick of the wind by now. It's nothing serious, it's about 8 or 9 miles an hour, but it's okay because we're going to fly this nice glider, the ASW 28, once again. And gliders do like a little bit of wind, unless of course you're looking for thermals, but for this case I think it's okay. So let's go for the first flight of the morning. I've set this previously for 13 minutes, but I think I'm gonna put like 1 minute more before flight because it can handle. So 14 minutes set for the ASW. Okay, let's do the pre-flight checks. Never forget this. I've been working on the model setup just for some fine-tuning. I've altered the aileron throws and also the flap throws a little bit more because on the previous flight I was having lots of trouble on bringing the model down. It wouldn't stop that fast. But today with a little wind, maybe things are a little different. So let's try this one now. Okay, Mr. Pilot, Mr. Calimero is all nice and set in his comfortable chair. So let's hand launch it, of course. From here, facing the wind, just check the wind direction. And I'm going to go with the first flap position to have a little bit extra lift and so it climbs by its own. Okay, all looks good. Throttle cut is off. Throttle at 80%. And there he goes. Oh, I put 2 black stripes underneath the wings so I can have better visibility, and yeah, it's really much better for sure. Oh, it's looking great. Engine out. Flaps out. I forgot about the flaps. Little detail. I also put it a little bit of down trim with the flaps, but it seems to be a little too much. I have to correct that. I put 5% on first position and 7% on the full deflection for the flaps, but it seems a bit too much. It's going great with no power. A little bit of down maybe, but I need to check on that better. It just flies great with 30% engine power. It's just super cool. Okay, engine out. Let me check on the gliding now. Facing the wind. Okay, maybe a couple up trim, maybe 2 points or 3. Roll seems fine. I haven't touched the aileron trim or the rudder trim yet, so looks good. So let's just enjoy. Oh yeah. It's just a beautiful model. So docile. Here we have our friend again. Our natural world gliders, kings of the sky. You can almost touch it, and the sound it makes when it passes with a little speed is just beautiful. Okay, let's go a little higher. Trying some little more aggressive turns now to see the behavior. Let's gain a little altitude. Okay, engine cut. See how it glides. A little bit of rudder turn. With tailwind now, turning into headwind. Double torque. My dear friend. Still engine out, as you can see. Little rudder. She's great. I mean, not much altitude loss. I'm still with engine off. I think there's a little thermal in here because the torque is also in here, so let me take advantage of this. Look at it. Straight. Still no engine, guys. You can see the propeller folding. Little now. Just for the turn. Engine off again. You gotta be careful with the turns with low speed. Okay, engine now. So a nice minute or so, maybe more, with just a little altitude. That's why you can go for 15, maybe 20 minutes if you're careful with this model. It's really great. And the black stripes are really on point. They really help. Okay, let me try first flaps position to see how much she's diving. Yeah, I gotta pull up just a tiny bit. But she just goes. She just goes. Let me try now second flap position. Or full flaps. See what happens. Okay, full flaps now. Okay, much better, much better than before. I can bring her to a stop much easier. And maybe just correct a tiny bit of up trim, because I have the mix, a little bit down elevator mix on flaps. Like I said, 5% on first position and 7% on second position. I will reduce that maybe a couple percent points, and I think it would be just perfect. Okay, full power now. Let's see the vertical. Yeah, more than adequate power to get you out of trouble. Of course, it's not a sport plane or much less an aerobatic plane. I like it like that, more scale characteristics. Okay, I will try now that I'm talking about sports and aerobatic planes, I will try to gain a little altitude more and do a roll, see what happens. Just to see the aileron response. Okay, that I have a rudder mix, 45% now, mixed with ailerons, which is not perfect for rolls, but I'm high enough so I can get out of trouble, I believe. Okay, I'm going a little speed. Oh, she is slow, slow, but she rolls, see? Nothing wrong happened. But yeah, that's just me used to the Voltager because I've been flying the Voltager in the last few days, and that thing is like a rocket. Of course, you can't expect a fast roll with this glider, but it does it. If you want to have a little fun, as long as you have enough altitude, sure, you can roll. Let's go again. Little down elevator. I corrected too much for down elevator. You don't need that much. But she rolls. I like to give it a little throttle on turns, especially with tailwind, so like that, see? It seems that you're with enough airspeed, but as the wind is fast too, that's the whole thing about airspeed, by the way. You have to cancel the airspeed when you're with tailwind and have a little positive airspeed, if I'm making myself clear, or you will stall. So better to give it some gas on turns when you turn to tailwind. Make sure you're with enough speed to get you out of trouble. She behaves well with wind, even so it's maybe now, seems like it's picking a bit, maybe 12 miles an hour or so, 10 to 12 miles an hour, but still, no big issue, really. She's super stable. You can see the wings wiggling up and down because of the wind. But apart from that, no crazy behaviors or anything like that. Okay, we try to gain some altitude now and try to get some thermals. I'm only at about 60% throttle. I'm going to try and gain some altitude flying in wide circles so I don't lose too much speed on turns. Those black stripes really work nice. Okay, engine out. We just soar for a bit now. Turn it into headwind. And there she goes. She just stays there. Nice. Little turn. just so relaxing. Can even sit in a chair and fly it if you're on a cliff or slope soaring. Sure, you can take your foldable chair with you and just enjoy the flight. It's really cool. I'm with 10 minutes now, 10 minutes into the flight. Okay, let's try something. Inverted. Okay, look. She's inverted. She's sensitive to pitch. Still inverted. Look, Mom. Okay, let's go to level flight. Can do all sorts of stunts as long as you are within enough altitude. By now that I'm still getting used to the model, of course. So I'll try not to push it too hard, as I'm still learning its limits. You can't go crazy on your first flights. Just an advice. But as you saw, you can go inverted and do rolls and all that. Okay, let's go for a few low passes. For first flap position. Let me try a tailwind. Full throttle pass. See how fast she can go. Oh yeah, she's fast. She's fast, guys. She can be both slow and really fast. One minute, I'm going to prepare for landing. Full flaps. terrain is very lumpy and up and down, although it doesn't show in the camera, but you can see it's really a bit rough on this area, so you got to be careful. But not the prettiest landing, but good enough. Opa. Let's go. Oh, I've assembled this wing scrapers so I don't damage the wingtips. See, these little plastic scrapers, they work great, I'm telling you. They are really lightweight plastic and it works just fine. You're happy, Mr. Calimero? I hope you are, because I'm too. Okay guys, see you next flight. Cheers.